This is different than usual. I'm making supper. I'm done work. We're gonna do a fun little life update because that needs to happen. For supper, we're having these beef noodles with my hair pulled back. I look deranged. Anyways, beef noodles. These are backwards. Beef noodles. And then some roast from yesterday, which I'm going to heat up and slice and put on top, and 2 eggs. Protein. It's important. Eat it, kids. Anyways, life update. So, talk to you guys on my last day off. Not my last day off, but like my last set of days off. As you can kind of see from the calendar back here. I have 2 more days till my days off. Woo! Everybody cheer. Woo! Anyways. Both of my roommates are gone, which is why I am recording this now. They are in Hobbit Town, which is so fun. In the background is FNAF. If you have opinions about this, you can tell me, because I haven't got any comments on my videos, which is completely fair. I think I have 4 people watching them, and they're my friends and my mother. Anyways, life update. I'm not dead. That's cool. Haven't hurt anyone yet. Put a pin in that for later. No, might happen. I hate my hair like this. Give me a second. Put a pin in that. Might happen later. Work's been really good, actually. I haven't had many problems with, my manager. So you know how people talk about like bad managers? This one actually, I think, hated me for the first 2 months. Because, guess what? I've been here for 2 months. On the 7th. It's the 9th. 2 days ago. 2-month mark. Fuck yeah. So that means 4 months left, which means I should be home in like February. However, I don't want to go back to Canada in February. Ew. I want to stay until like spring, at least, till calving season back at home. See, this is better. My hair's still pulled up, but I feel less deranged. Nope. Anyways, that doesn't matter. You guys aren't here for my fantastic hair. You're here for my fantastic ability to yap. Crinkly. These are actually some fantastic noodles. I get full from them, which, you don't usually get full from a packet of ramen. They're great. Heated some water. Does anybody eat dry ramen? I love it. I used to like those like square packages. I would get a thing of those, open it up, and I would have to stop myself from just eating the dry stuff. Apparently, our kettle's over here. Kettle. Because it's in New Zealand, and we're not American, who don't have kettles and don't know how to make tea. Losers. Anyways. Fuck the hump in my back. You could see it. I have a major hump in my neck. It's good. We don't worry about it too much. Work's been good. Nothing really interesting with work except for yesterday we docked lambs. Which is where, so lambs grow tails because they are animals who have tails. And so when they grow the tails, some farmers will put rings on the tails. So we at home, we put rings on the tails when they're younger, and then it just slowly cuts off blood flow, drops off. They don't really feel it. They never really struggle with it, from what I've seen. But you put rings on them. The farm here, and I think lots of other farms, so most of the farms around this area, I believe. Don't take my word for it. I promise I usually season my food better, but today we're getting salt and pepper on my eggs because I couldn't be bothered to think of more seasonings. Anywho, they dock them. So what that is, docking is cutting the tails off. But how they do that is they don't just like cut them off with a knife. What they do is they take like a hot iron, and you kind of just like between the bone that moves it here and the rest of like kind of like vertebrae but not in the tail, you go in between there and it just like falls off pretty much, burns it off, cauterizes it. The lambs usually don't fight that much, so I don't think it hurts that much. It definitely hurts because it's a hot iron to your tail, but anyways, so the whole thing was that we did it in the entire day. We got up at 7, we were at work at 7:15, and then we got in the truck with my boss, and we drove to town where we picked up one of my other coworkers. He drives the tractors, and I like him. He's nice. His name's Aaron. I don't know how to spell it. I've been spelling it AA wrong. I just dropped it. That's really sad. Anyways, I'm waiting for my water to boil, then I'm going to put on my eggs. Because one of the things you got to learn about cooking, I love cooking, is timing. So when do you put what things on at one time so that everything is done at the same time? And considering that I need to wait 10 minutes for that to cook, if I start my eggs now, they will be cooked before my noodles are, and then my eggs will get cold, and my noodles will barely be cooked, and it just wouldn't be good. So I'm gonna wait till the water's in there, then I can put my eggs on and do the whole thing. I need to drink water because I haven't yet today. Fantastic. Anywho, so we got there, and then we got to the place, which is in Mahanui. And we got there, and there was like a whole shed for shearing sheep, which looks like a super cool process, and I would love to watch them do it one day. I don't know if I'll be able to. I think I will. I don't know. Anyway, so we got there, and we set up all of our stuff. And so one of the things that we have is we have this like track. It's a chute is what they call it. I wouldn't call it a chute. I think of bigger things, but it is a chute technically. So what we do is we chase all of the lambs and all their moms from one mob, which is like a herd of them, into an area, and they like slowly push down the runway, and then they sort them, but they have a different word for sorting. I'm forgetting it. It starts with a B, I think. Anyways, sorts them. So we sort the moms into one pen, and the babies go into like a smaller square pen. And then once the babies are on there, and we like fill the pen up, we take the babies, and so that was my job. So my arms hurt. All of me hurts. I'm having fun. But my job was to be in the pen, and you pick up the baby, and you hold them like head here, body here. You hold their arms, or else they flail and kick you in the face, which is no fun. So you hold them here, and you grab their back leg, and they put them on. And so how it works is there's a bunch of like rollers. It's like blue rollers. They kind of like big, small, big rollers down it. So you put them on their back there in the middle, and then there's 2 metal bars on the top that their legs go on either side of, so they're like this, so that we can see their stomach, and their head goes in the middle of the 2 bars, if I explain that well. Anyways, so you put them on there, and then you can usually fit like 3 lambs on there at a time, so that it like just keeps moving everything. And so I put them on, and then somebody gives them a vaccine, so a live vaccine for scabies. Which the lambs will get once they are weaned from their mothers, and they eat thistles, which they're not supposed to. But if they eat thistles, they'll get scabies, which is, it sounds like what it is, scabs along the mouth that make it hard for them to eat. And then they don't eat, and then they don't get bigger, and then they don't grow correctly, and then we can't like sell them correctly. So we don't want scabies. So we give this vaccine. It's a live vaccine. It works like every other vaccine. And so what happens is that you give it this, and then if you check them later when they like put them all off, you'll see where you left the mark is where all the scabies will be, so that they don't go to the rest of the body. They just stay in that one area. So we gave them the medicine for the scabies, and then another person clips their ear. And so it's like a clipper. It's like getting a piercing. Just cuts part of their ear off. We have 2 half moons, and that's, so what that is for is so that if like one farmer's sheep get in with another farmer's sheep, they'll be able to tell which sheep are theirs. And then we also use it to mark boy or girl. So boys go on the right side, and Sam is my boss. His memory thinks that boys are always right. Sure. And then the girls go on the left side, so you can like tell what they are, so that when you're sorting them, you can sort them correctly, and it's easier, and you don't have to check them. So somebody clips that, and then if they're a boy, they get a ring around their nuts so that it cuts off. So you do that with calves, and you do that with lambs, or at least we do it with calves at home. And you do that with lambs, and so that they don't get the testosterone, and then they don't try to breed when they come into age, because we don't want them to do that, because that's their sisters, but also because they're not the ones that we want breeding. You want to like specific ones to breed so that they get the right genetics. And then you get like, you want the bigger ones to breed with smaller ones. Give me just a second. Back. I had to pause the video for a second. I need lotion on my hands. They are so dry. Ooh. So fun thing about pans. This is super off topic, but because I'm looking at it. All pans can be non-stick pans if they get heated up to the right temperature. Because what happens if they get heated up to the right temperature is all of the water inside whatever you're putting on the pan will instantly evaporate, leaving it not stuck to the pan. Whereas if your pan is too cold, I need to buy more eggs. They're out. No. If it doesn't evaporate on time, then you get stuck to the pan. But if it does, then it doesn't stick to the pan. And it's great. Don't keep your pans too high though, because if you put them too high, when you put food on it, they can also stick more. It's weird. It's something you kind of figure out and it depends from pan to pan. Like a cast iron, ooh, I love cast irons. They're my favorite. They're what we use at home. So they're what I know how to use and I love them. They're beautiful. Anywho. I was talking about sheep. Thank you, Lila, for remembering. Okay. So where was I? You nut them so that they breed correctly or they don't breed what you want them to breed. So we did that, and then we did that with all of them. And we did there's about 300 mothers, and there's 677 lambs, which is really good odds. You want it to come out to about 100%, because any less than that is obviously a loss, and you don't want to be at a loss when it comes to animals, because that's just money gone. See? You can't really see, but eggs aren't sticking. They're coming off really nicely. Super. Fuck, that was a bad angle. Eggs, they move because they're not stuck to pan. Woo! Probably should have flash fried them, but they'll be fine. Oh, they were perfect. And then I went to flip them and they just fell apart. They're getting grabbed. I went to flip them and they just like fell apart. But eggs. So anyways, you do the scabby thing. We don't want them to get it. And so we did 677 lambs and about 300, some, give or take. Ewes are female sheep. Rams are male sheep. Lambs are baby sheep. There is no adolescent sheep name. Lambs, ewes, rams. That's fun looking. Anyways. This needs to be turned that way. So I'm gonna scooch you guys just like over slightly. This is where my cutting board usually sits, and I'm gonna slice up any. Funny joke. Okay, so we did that. And so we did about, and that was from 6 mobs, which once again are herds of them. They have multiple herds. Works better for it. About 6 mobs gave us that many. There was like 4 more to be done, but my boss's brother and his people are going to finish that so that we could go home, because we've been there all day. I won't point a knife at you guys. That feels like something I shouldn't do. I like you guys. I'm not going to threaten you. I'm going to see how much I get off of this piece of meat, and then we're going to see if we want more. I'm going to cut you. Oh, that was a bad cut. Anyways. Just want it sliced thinly-ish. Maybe I should cut this together. Anyways. So we did that. And at lunch, so we had lunch there, and we got to eat where they do the stuff because it was sunny. It was warm out, and we wanted to sit down somewhere. So we went inside to the inside place where they usually do shearing. So we went in there, we had lunch, and I talked about Canada. Ooh, that Oh, yes. And it's like crinkly on the outside. That's really fun. And so Aaron, he's our tractor guy. He does tractors. And he had to go do tractor things. So we finished up the last bit without Aaron. And we did 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon. No, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon. That should be right. Yeah. So, just warming that stuff up. That is all fat. So we did that. And then after we did that, we packed everything up, put it all away so that nobody stole our stuff. Because people are criminals. All of them. Everybody's a criminal. Everybody's a criminal who just hasn't done it yet. No. That's a really pessimistic way to think. I'm walking to the sink. The sink is this way. So, once we finished that, Aaron was plowing the fields. Not plowing the fields, he was drilling. Now, if you are from Canada, when you hear the word drilling, what generally your first thought is the oil field. Because Canada, or at least the part of Canada I'm from, is largely, largely oil field. Which just means that, like, most of the people who work there work for the oil field in some way. Which is fine. We love the oil field. It brings us money. And yes, it may not be the best thing for the environment. However, until... I need to stop pointing the knife at you guys. Until a better, more efficient way is given to the people of Saskatchewan specifically. Because Saskatchewan famously has nothing. Which means that an electric car can only go so far in Saskatchewan with batteries. And at the moment, Saskatchewan can only sustain so much electricity because all of our electricity is coming from oil and coal anyway, so it's just not great at the moment. I'm sure one day we could get there, but that day is not today. Anyways, so we had to put that all away. And then after that, while they were drilling, Aaron was drilling, Sam showed us the heifers. And the heifers, this is where the adolescent term comes in. So cows have multiple terms to refer to a cow and how you refer to them. So, first, you have calves. And every calf is a calf. And then they become either a steer or a heifer. So a steer refers to a young bull. And a heifer is a young cow. A heifer usually refers to a cow that is either its first year calving or hasn't calved yet. And then a yearling is just a year-old cow. And that can be male or female. And then you have cow and you have bull. And a cow is a general reference to all animals that are cows, but also specifically female cows are cows. So, fun little lesson for anyone who doesn't know. I feel like it's a well-known fact, but I've always grown up around people who have cows, so I've never met anybody who wouldn't know that. Anywho, so he showed us the heifers, and they look really good. So what they do is that we have the calves they calve at this farm. And then once they're old enough to not be in the calf shelter anymore, which turns into storage when the calves aren't there, they move to a different farm just like right beside us, right over there. And they get watched by a different person, and then they get all fed. And then once they get to the right size, it's not a time thing, I asked Sam yesterday. It's not a time thing, they wait for it's a size. So once they get to the right weight, and if they're eating correctly, and if they look healthy, and if they're like moving nicely, they get moved down to that farm, where they stay until they are bred. So the heifers stay there until they are bred, and we put bulls in for them, and I think we AI the big ones. I don't know, don't take my word for it. So the heifers stay there until they have been bred and they calve. I'm gonna turn that off, and then residual heat will keep that nice, and then throw my eggs back in the pan for a second so they don't get cold, because cold eggs would make me sad. I don't want cold eggs. Nobody wants cold eggs. So, let's do some eggs. Why do I use that? They go there until they're bred, and then they come here when they're calving. And then they go into the milking, And then, then they go into milking, and then they get milked. And they're called replacements because old cows get old, and then they're no good for milking, so they get sold or go somewhere else, and then they get replaced by something else. And then also doing this, which is keeping calves or replacements, helps you grow your herd. So a lot of people do it. Yeah. And then they keep some bulls, so they don't breed their calves to their bulls because there could be some not great genetics there. I don't really know what their breeding system is. I will find out later when we do it. Anyways, so he showed us that, and then he showed us where they did some growing. So what they do is baleage, which is a mix of bales and silage. It's not bales, it's not silage, it's both. And then they do so they do winter feeding, which is like grazing, and then they tear up all that land to put in new stuff, which will grow over the summer, which we are just getting into summer, even though it is winter at home. We're just getting into summer. So they put in their summer crops now, which is like corn, not corn, barley. They do barley. Yes, barley, because we had to explain to that what barley is to my Brazilian roommate. Both my roommates are Brazilian. Their native language is Portuguese, obviously. So we had to explain what barley was to them because we didn't know how to say barley in Portuguese, and she didn't know what barley was in English. But yeah, it's the beer stuff. It's what we came to. It's what beer's made of. So once we checked out that, we went back up to the lady who works there, and she's super cool. I like her. Her name is Sandy. She runs that whole farm, so she looks after the heifers. And so what they do is they do feeding. So they put the bales out in like dots along the lines, and then she goes through and she puts bale feeders on. So what a bale feeder's job is it's round to fit a bale in it. And it usually has like a bar here and a bar here and a bunch of bars to hold those two bars up. And then what a bale feeder's job is that you put on a bale and it makes it so that the cows can't stomp on it, so that they use it better. So they eat it all instead of stomping on it for bedding. At home, something that we'll do over the winter, because it gets really, really cold in Canada, but doesn't get really, really cold here. It gets like frozen in the morning. That's kind of it. What we'll do at home is we will put out bales, and the bales are to be eaten and turned into bedding so that they don't freeze their butt off on the ground. Because that is a problem we'll have with calves sometimes, is they'll freeze their ears off. So they're babies and they're still wet. Their tips of their ears will freeze and break off. We don't want that because that makes them sick and possible for infection. So that's one of the things we have to watch at home. They don't have to watch for that here. So yeah, she looks after that, and then she looks after all the sheep there. And I think they're her sheep, but she looks after Sam's farm. So we go do that, so that like trade thing. I don't really know. That's what I was kind of just getting from the conversation I was hearing from the both of them talking. She's cool. She has 3 dogs. I couldn't pet the 3 dogs because they are sheep dogs and they're aggressive. And she said that not petting them makes it so that they never want to be pet. And that's not a mean thing to do. They're a working dog. Their job is they have a job. They have to do their job, which means that you can't bug them. She has a cat though. It's black. I'm back. Different place. Crazy sauce. These chairs suck ass. Anyways, crazy sauce. Because my phone died and I had 20 minutes of video and I thought that I lost all of it, but I didn't. Thank you. Anyways, so I don't have to redo that rant. Done my food and it looks pretty stinking good. Doesn't it look so pretty stinking good? Everybody tell me how it looks so pretty stinking good. I will be so happy. However, it is too hot for me to eat, so I shall snack on some beef fat. Anyways, I cannot remember what I was talking about when the last one died. I think it was a cool lady. Her cat. Forgot the cat's name, but the cat is cool, and I got to pet the cat twice. But he kept walking away from me, and it made me sad. And then she gave me cider, and she made the cider, and she gave me it, and it's alcohol, obviously, but I don't really drink alcohol because it tastes bad, generally. Generally, alcohol doesn't taste fantastic, so I don't really drink it. But this time I did, because I wasn't going to be like, I don't drink alcohol. She seemed like a lady that would insult me in a nice way if I said something like, I don't drink alcohol, I don't like it. I've been talking too much. Surprise me, right? I've been talking a lot because I don't like quiet. And I was finally feeling like, ooh, these people don't hate me. I can talk to them. Crazy. But anyways. So I was talking to them, and then she was like, I'm going to tell you something, and you're not going to be offended, right? And I'm like, No. And she's like, okay, it's said that the empty can is often the loudest. And I'm like, damn, you're not wrong. Okay. She called me stupid, but loud. I'm not going to fight her on it. Like, yeah, I was kind of saying nothing at all. My fingers are gross. I can't get them cleaned. They get so much on them that they don't come clean. Well, that doesn't matter. So we talked to her. Aaron finished what he was doing. He came. We got in the truck. We all went home. I closed my eyes. I don't know if I nap, but I closed my eyes like this. The people who are watching the video will know I nap really good in the car. I'm a napping pro. People would love to have me as their baby. They wouldn't. Nobody wants me as their baby. Probably. Anyways. So, napped on the way home, got here, came home, showered. That was it for the day. Made some mashed potatoes. The mashed potatoes are really good. I'm a mashed potato expert, and how you do it is you put more butter than you think you need and milk. And you make sure that the potatoes are soft so they come out creamy and not chunky, because chunky is sad. You want creamy mashed potatoes. Mash those potatoes. Put in the butter while you're mashing the potatoes, because then the hot from the potato will melt the butter, and then it'll be really nice. And then you put milk in, and you mix it. And you put salt in the water when you're boiling it. When you're boiling pasta, when you're boiling potatoes, you put salt in the water, and then the salt goes into the food, and then the salt tastes better. Because here's how restaurant food tastes better. Restaurants don't care about your health. So they put enough salt and enough butter in your food to give you a heart attack because salt and butter taste good. That's just how that works. So that's how you make easy meals taste good if you are doing potatoes or pasta of any kind. Most kinds. Anyways, so today was good. Both the girls were gone. So it was me, Rob, my manager, who doesn't like me, but he's dealing with me, and today was really good. I did good. And Jock was here, and Jock is my favorite person ever. He won't be here tomorrow, though. What the heck, Jock? And it's because he is judging things. He is judging a pet day, I think is what it's called. He said that the school he is at is not worth anything, but he shall do it because he's kind. And he is a kind man. He's very nice. So he's doing that. He's gone. So it'll be me and Rob tomorrow. Sam's great. Sam's always great. He's a great boss. He's fantastic at being a boss. He's really good at what he does and at being a farmer. So it's good. And then this afternoon, I fenced one fence line, and I took all afternoon, and I probably shouldn't have taken as long as I did, but I did. And I didn't even finish. And Rob texted me at 4, was like, where are you at? And I'm like, I just finished the first line. He's like, you're supposed to be done today. And I'm like, oh, that one just kept getting bunched up. I promise the rest will be faster. And the rest were. I went from taking an hour to do one to not even 20 minutes. And that's because I had to walk down the hill and untangle it. I got 3 wires done in the time it took me to do one. But I have one to do when I get back. But the stuff is there and the line's cut, so it'll go fast. I'll do it tomorrow at some point whenever they don't need me. So I'll probably do that tomorrow afternoon, and then I'll do something else. Tomorrow I go in at 6:15 to start milking the second herd, and then I don't know who's going to milk the third herd, and then I will come in for breakfast at some point, and then I will come in for lunch at some point, and then I will come in for supper at some point. But that has been my general life update. Ooh, cosplay? Gotten fucking nowhere. So on my days off, that'll be the only thing I'm doing. That's a lie. I have another update. So, the 11th at home, the 12th here, because it's a day different. Canadian Thanksgiving, but that'll be on my first day off, which is a Sunday here. So I will be making a Thanksgiving supper, the same one that my mom's making at home, but slightly simpler here for me and my roommates for lunch. And then I will FaceTime my family while they're all having their Thanksgiving supper, and I will sit above them on the mantelpiece and watch and talk to people, and I'll eat my supper, which I'll be having here. I'm really excited. The menu is full chicken, because it'll be just as easy. I'll throw it in the oven. I want to go to church because my mom wants me to go to church, and the church here is really cute, and I'd like these church people seem nice. So I want to go to church because it's also Thanksgiving, and I should probably go to church then, but hoping to. So it'll be chicken instead of turkey. I'll do prep the potatoes the night before, and then I can put them on. I will have the baking hopefully finished by Saturday, and if I can't make it, I can buy it, and the world won't end. I can buy whipped cream. I'm gonna buy the coleslaw most likely. Veggies, I'll probably just do like corn, and I'll see if I can find peas. I might just do corn and peas. Super simple. Might do asparagus if it's not like super expensive. Cream corn. I could do the cream corn. I could absolutely do the cream corn. I have a thing of cream corn that's open, and I think it's still good. We'll see. If not, I have a second can of cream corn. I have lots of cans of food. Anyways, that's off topic. I was gonna do that. And then stuffing or dressing. It'll probably be dressing, not stuffing, because I'm not stuffing a chicken. But dressing, so that's like the bread. That's really good. So I'll need to buy stuff for that. And then, yeah, it's kind of the menu. So I'll be making that on my day off, and I'll be prepping that the day before, so Saturday, and then my day off Sunday, I will go into church at 9. I'll have the chicken in the oven, or the slow cooker. I'll probably put it in the slow cooker, because I just trust it more than the oven. And then I will, and then I'll have that for lunch. And I wish I was doing it for supper instead of lunch, because if I was doing it for supper, I could, like, have more time to do it than doing it for lunch, but I want it done by lunch. But honestly, if the whole thing's not done by lunch, I could have some meal ready to go for family and then have it done by supper. Because the thing is I could do, like, a really good, like, casserole that's all the warm, delicious Thanksgiving food and eat it with my family. Except I want to give, like, Canadian Thanksgiving to my 2 Brazilian roommates, because, like, I'm the Canadian. And I'm like, hey, here's things we do. And I like cooking, so I shall show you food. Peace offering. I've done a lot of baking. One of my roommates really likes my baking. She's always like, baking? Are you going to bake me thing? She wanted to buy brownies, and I'm like, don't buy those. Those are $15. I can make them for cheaper at home. We have the same shape. And she's like, you can make brownies? When are you going to make brownies? Are you going to make them tonight? And I made brownies, and she really liked them. She said they're, like, the best brownies she's had, and I think she's just being nice. But she doesn't really lie much, so I think she's being honest, which I love. Thank you. I've never made brownies before, and I was terrified these were going to be bad, but they were really good. So, make good brownies. Anyways, I want to eat, and I'll let you guys go. If you want to know what I'm watching Markiplier's Silent Hill F playthrough. I've listened to it already, but there's a lot of, like, visual things, so I'm just going to re-watch it. See you guys later. You will see this when I smush these 2 videos together and post it on YouTube. Bye!